This is Steve Ridgell, and I want to take just a few moments this morning and tell you about my friend's coming home story, Andy Beeman. Andy grew up in a family of faith, became a Christian in his late teens, was baptized, active in church, led worship by some, really got involved. But as happens to a lot of us, boy, sin entered Andy's life in a hard way. Sometimes the sin of others that really had an impact on him, and then eventually his own sin. And as a consequence of some of that, Andy spent several years incarcerated. When he got out, he was incarcerated in another state, got out, moved to Texas, and decided he wanted to get back on his Jesus journey, wanted to get on the Jesus road again. And in his words, he got out of prison, pulled onto the Jesus road, took the first exit off to a roadside park, and sat there for 7 years. That's how he describes his journey. But then he realized he really did need to find Jesus again and be committed to Jesus again. And so he started calling churches to find out where maybe he could start, somewhere that wouldn't hold his past against him, somewhere that let him be a fully engaged member. And so he says he called, I don't know how many he called. He says he called several churches. One called him back. Now, I don't know about why people do or don't do things, but I do know that's how he ended up at Hillcrest. And so he started coming to Hillcrest, where he found our Jesus Journey class and acceptance. And Andy, like many of our people, especially our coming home stories, very transparent. Wanted to meet with the elders, did meet with the elders, told them his life story, told them why he was incarcerated, told them about his not getting active when he got out, but he wanted to come back and be faithful. He wanted our help to be faithful, and he wanted to help others be faithful. Got really involved in our Jesus Journey class, got in a life group, and last Sunday or 2 Sundays ago maybe now, stood before our church with some of the elders and with the whole group of people around him on the stage supporting him, and had me read basically this story to tell the church that he wanted to live out his forgiveness, not just for the past, but for the last 7 years when he wasn't involved and should have been. And so all we had to say to Andy was this: welcome home. You are forgiven, and we are going to live together in covenant to live out our forgiveness. And so, Andy, we're glad to have you part of us, and you inspire us to realize that, yes, life can be hard, and yes, there can be tough consequences, and sometimes you have good intentions and just don't carry them out, but you finally do. And that's what matters with God. Not where you've been, it's where you are and where you're going and what God's going to do with you. So welcome home, Brother Andy.